Welcome to this segment of Soul, Silence, and Sound. This is brought to you by BeSimply.
Stars, trees, clouds, and the moon. They all have a meaning and they look just like you.
Welcome to the segment of Soul, Silence, and Sound. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. This is brought to you by BeSimply. So in this lunar cycle, I have been more aligned with being at the apogee and the perigee, which we'll get to in future segments, than on the new moon or the full moon. However, I'm closer to the full moon this cycle. It is just one day past here in the Northern Hemisphere. And no matter where you are, I hope that you are sipping up that lunar energy and aware of what it means in your own personal life. And this is why it's so important, because in a lunar cycle, we get a lot of information based on our relationship to the nature around us and what's going on for us. And in this day and age, it's really easy to be someplace else looking in on their world and forget to really connect to your rhythms, to the world around you. And so I felt that it would be really helpful to talk about will and cause and effect. And because of what's happening in and around my world, I'm here in California, and there's a crisis going on, and I think people are settling from the shock. Yet it's still going. And I felt, well, this is a good time to talk about will, because what happens, especially in a crisis situation, is sometimes we glean the information, whether it's a doctor, whether it's a news correspondent, whether it's a political figure, whether it's someone that maybe just crosses your path and gives you information. Sometimes they'll be giving information that will get in your mind and dissuade you from really staying in self-governance and holding your own will. And what happens, because in a meditation practice, our will is just as important, because that keeps us focused as it is in the practice of clearing the mind. And so when we allow something to rock us, or something rocks us, literally, then that's a sign that we can get stronger in our spiritual practice. That, when we're vulnerable, that shows us where maybe we need to strengthen up. Similar if you're an athlete and you work out and you do sit-ups, you realize, oh, this muscle group isn't that strong, or I'm off balance, whatever it might be. So in our spiritual practice, especially in shocking, sudden situations, we notice where we might be not in balance. And that might be mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And then we work from there. So I share this about will is because during something, if someone is deciding your fate, so to speak, based on something that they don't really have control over, then I really encourage you to go back to your will. What is your will in this moment? And especially in situations that are sudden, when you hold that will, you determine how you're going to get through that moment. And so when we hold there, miraculous things happen. And sometimes we forget to hold that will with subtle things in our life, with big things in our life, because for all different types of reasons. But the root reason that we sometimes don't hold our will is because we're scared. We have fear. And that's why when these outside people weigh in from more of a negative lens or a doom and gloom lens, it can potentially impact your will and keep you from meeting where you're going. And so what happens in the mind is then we keep playing the track of maybe something that was seen or heard, and we forget to bring our mind and our center back to where we want to be. And even if you don't fully meet that target that you're holding, it will have greater benefit for you and others. Because you can imagine you have a room full of people and they're in crisis. And if you add to that crisis by bringing in phonetic energy, being scared, stressed, it's natural. It's needed if you need to do it. But you understand that keeps building that energy. And so this is why in situations like we're having here, first responders are so powerful because they're trained to be still in the process that they're in. It doesn't mean it doesn't weigh on them, but they're trained to meet the environment as still as possible and clear as possible. And so how this from a like big giant 911 situation to a personal situation, no matter where you are in the world, is that we want to remember what our will is. And if you use the metaphor of maybe a lifeguard or a firefighter or EMT or emergency room staff, doctors, nurses, they have a will to have a certain outcome, and that they don't lose focus of that. And so on a micro level, day to day, we can utilize that will. Each and every one of you have it. It's your Agni, it's your life force. Each and every one of you have that will, but we can get easily distracted. And so it takes a willingness to re-anchor every single day in your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual body so that you can be applying efforts towards that direction that you're headed. And for those of you that are in certain fields, you can meet it with ease and with grace. And then also take care of yourself when you're off the clock, because that's equally important. And so I welcome each and every one of you to really maybe do a little check and balance for yourself. Where is your will? And where has it like fallen away? And maybe that's why this cycle, it's like the perigee and the apogee, like meeting the moon not completely square within its cycle, is meaning that we can wax and wane from that center point within ourself. And so when we're flowing with our inner life force, our fire, our eternal being, then it's much easier to see clearly, to listen to our heart a little bit easier, to hear this deep listening a little bit deeper, so that we can be guided. And yeah, there are times that we get rocked left, right, center, and that we need to just sit and be and listen, and or seek a reflective mirror to help you find your way. And so I want to encourage each one of you through the remainder of this lunar cycle just to see where your will is. And this is in certain words or syntaxes that are used. This is where people create from. I mean, they build your creation energy from the water, but then the fire is what propels it forward. And just to see where that will is. And sometimes we get caught up in reinforcing what we don't want. Very much this can happen to parents. You reinforce what you don't want as a pattern with yourself and your children. And this is that moment to really have a check-in with ourselves. What do we want to reinforce? And what do we want to reinforce within ourselves and the world around us? And so if you can spend a little bit of space on that, just to really think about what your will is for yourself and others right now, that will be beneficial, especially as we go into the next lunar cycle. And so also from there, there's this thing called cause and effect. So when our will is basically connected to our highest expression, our intended gifts, then we will be guided to where we really are destined to be, because this tapestry that we're all part of, this cosmic tapestry, is that we've co-created it. And unbeknownst to us, there are these feedback loops and these conditions that are going to meet us, maybe that we did not anticipate, because they're not just in feeds from your current set and setting. They are in feeds from past settings, and then also future ones, because as we're weaving in the present moment, we are weaving what our future will be. And this is why in a meditative practice, our mind gets quieter, life starts to peel away in a certain way, that there's a simplicity to it. The grasping starts to diminish, and the awareness is there to be objective. Each and every one of you have a unique pathway within this cosmic tapestry that we co-create. And so even if you have a desire or a wish or a will to put your attention somewhere, it might not be held the way that you want in this most immediate now. However, I want to remind you that those efforts that you're accumulating in this present moment are there for so many reasons. It's not only for the present, but it's also for that future, that field out beyond here. And so sometimes it's a little disorienting. And, you know, I'll use the example of like people that just lost their home, lost their businesses. It's disorienting. It doesn't make sense. Yet that situation is tragic, needs to be met with grief and all the things, you know, going through the process. Yet something is self-organizing beyond what we can all see in this moment. In addition, it's our willingness to listen for ourselves and to be supported by others that helps us stay on course rather than fall completely away to all that has jostled us in the present moment. So for anyone, for whatever reason, that might be feeling vulnerable in their life right now, I really welcome you to re-anchor into your will. And that is father energy. That is fire energy, your yin and yang. So that's your yang energy. If you can re-anchor there, that will guide you deeply. And then as you do that, you will find that many beautiful things start to appear. It's kind of like looking for a new car. You start to see the matches and where your energy belongs and how you want to move from your current circumstance to something else. So now, if we want to bring a little attention to cause and effect so you can have awareness in the present moment. And this is how I'll often share with people I'm working with. It's if you can, when you're anchored in your will, you kind of know what you're doing, what you're working towards, and you're really focused. It's sometimes the little things in and around our life that our awareness wanes. And then sometimes, you know, that phrase, I opened my mouth and inserted my foot. That would be like a karmic imprint moment where maybe your awareness slipped and you weren't as mindful with your words. You weren't as aware with keeping your mind clear. You weren't as aware with your actions. And that's how we create karma that will have an effect that might be diminishing. And then there's other moments where we have awareness and we're creating efforts, and that's where we're creating an effect that will help build us up. It's like your cosmic savings account and support you in ways that you can't imagine. So it's never, I've done talks about this, it's not punishment. It's a balancing act that's so complex yet so precise, that's happening all the time because we're co-creating, we're interacting with one another. And if you allow and spend time in your meditative practice, you will start to allow things to fall away. And it's not so much about doing in the world. It's not so much about, you know, holding yourself in a situation that maybe is trying to change your body or your health. It's really, those things start to shift away, and you know, and then all it takes is your awareness in that moment to make the choices that are best for your life internally and externally. So with that being said, we're going to go into the meditation, and I just really welcome you to follow your breath, but see if you can connect to your breath in your belly. This is how we naturally breathed when we were babies. We connected to our belly, and this is where we connected to our father energy. And if your father is still in this world, this dimensional physical world, you're still connected belly to belly. And those of you that still have a mama in this world, you're connected heart to heart. So we have these two locations that we're connected, and your mama gets the special extra conduit from your heart to her womb so that you have this constant support. And then when they depart or you depart, know that that space that's there is connected to what I'll call as the cosmic mother and the cosmic father, meaning that the yin and the yang energy support you, and it opens you to being even more helpful to others because you have space to receive and give different when part of our family starts to peel away. We get a little bit more space, even though we have grief and we longing and missing them. It gives us the opportunity to do something really special with that. I'll talk about that more in the future. So notice as we go in your belly, notice the air coming in and out and connecting to your inner fire. And then I want you just to bring it down to that simple place as we enter in, the just beautiful dance of that inhalation, extending the belly out as it fills up, and then exhaling, dropping it down. And do a couple like that where you really push the belly out and then exhale, drop it down. As you get comfortable with that, because that's what you did as a baby, then from there, just let the breath, your breath, sink up as you wish. And then to keep the mind more still, especially if you tend to think a lot, find a focal point down in front of you. Soft gaze at that focal point, and then gentle awareness around your breath. And just follow those as we go through the silent meditation. Gently from there, I welcome you to gently lean back and recline or move fully into Shavasana, a prone position on your back with your palms facing upward as we transition into receiving sound. As you settle in, just take a nice gentle breath into the heart and out. Again, inhale. And exhale. And one more inhale. And exhale. And then continue to follow your natural breathing pattern. just gently bring your awareness to my speaking voice. And then taking a nice gentle breath in and out. Again, inhale. And exhale. Good. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And as you continue to breathe in and out, I welcome each and every one of you just to gently prepare yourself to rise up into a seated position, gently moving your fingers and toes. And then taking another deep breath in and out. Good. And as you continue to flow with your breath and come up into a seated position, I just want to welcome you to just take a moment to express gratitude for all aspects of yourself. And then gently from there, sending gratitude out beyond here and compassion and empathy to a people or a person and or place that you feel it might be needed, wanted, and welcomed. And as you continue to breathe in and out, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here in this moment. And I want to remind you to anchor in your will. And if you've lost your will, meaning that it's your flame is gentle or you feel like it might be diminished to a level where you're ready to get your flame back up, please reach out or leave comments below. It's really important that we all stay connected to our will, because that's how we can get lost as an individual and as a society. So that also puts me in a moment to, I can't find my words right now, puts me in an inspiration to encourage you to check in on people that you feel could use a little extra support. Just checking in, saying, how are you? They don't even have to be in a perceptual big crisis. Just check in, more than not, the people that are maybe silent and quiet about things are the ones you need to check in on the most. And that will help you just encourage them to keep their fire going. So, and then the second part of it is to bring in awareness with your mind, your speech, and your actions. If every single one of us can bring awareness in with those, that will help us. And we innately, because we have a humanness to us, a natural propensity to be kind and to have empathy, that humanness really brings in that awareness of what is favorable, what will be helpful, and what will potentially diminish ourselves and or others, maybe now and maybe in the future. So I love you all. I'm deeply grateful for you taking the space for yourself. May you all remember the true causes of happiness, which is love. Until next time, this is Suzanne signing out with a full heart, a soft gaze, a deep bow, and a namaste. Be simply.